Me puse a amar a una mujer. Bueno, no, ya vinieron a un concierto. Welcome back, everybody, for day número 3 of the 17-day trading challenge course, whatever it is that we're doing here. Today was, I don't even know what I would classify today. It was a good day, but it was also frustrating. I'm just conflicted about it. But let's jump right in. So yesterday, if you tuned into yesterday's video and even the ones prior to that, you would have seen that I was swinging this stock right here. I essentially, I had 2 trades today, and one of those was just me exiting my position on SMCI. This thing, if you saw the video yesterday, you saw me explaining how I was holding my position in the 22s for that range, and from $26 to $28. Ideally, if this gapped up, I wanted to sell into that gap, if it continued running to this level. And that is exactly what the stock did in pre-market. This thing was actually when I woke up and I saw it, this was around like 5:30 in the morning. It was right here in the high 26s. Ideally, it would have done this at market open so that you had more volume to trade it up in those levels. But this is what happens sometimes. This was the range that I wanted to exit my position in, so I started scaling out right here at 26.50. I started selling my position. I had 170 shares. I sold 100 of those shares right here at 26.50 because I was really itching to just exit, like sell everything at that level, being that this stock, from what it has shown me literally almost every single day, when it opens up, it just like has a big, not big, but a significant like pullback, meaning that it drops in price. Literally right at market open, this thing will just drop in price. You'll see at other days and it opens and then boom, just drops in price. So I kind of was a little bit nervous about it doing that. Reason as to why I sold most of my position, or more than half of my position, right there at 26.50, which was a level that I was looking for. For me, ideally, I wanted to get at least $4 per share on the shares that I had. So that would have been like the 26.8 at 26.80. That would have been exactly that. So right there was more kind of like me just, wanting to achieve that mental amount at 26.80, which with the 170 shares would have been, I don't know, like over $700, $600 and some dollars. But I was also nervous about it just dropping in price. So I sold 100 shares at 26.50 and I waited for the market open. Right in the open, this thing was just fighting the price right here in the all of the 25s and the low 26s. So I was just watching that. It was kind of frustrating. I was getting impatient because I was like, I don't know, it's like kind of not showing me strength. And yeah, boom, at one point it just crapped down to low 25s. It was holding this price, and then boom, next thing you know, this thing drops again into the 24s. At that point, I'm not gonna lie, I was frustrated. It got me frustrated because it was like, shit, I was already $2 down from where I had been selling initially, and I had been considering selling fully out of that position initially. So when this happens, it's annoying because for something not working out, especially if it does it in pre-market, you kind of feel like your plan didn't play through. It becomes an ego thing too, but whatever. I sold the rest of those 70 shares right here in the around 24.30 cents for a total of around $460 for the trade. Yesterday I was up around that same amount, so the idea was to get another $1 or $2 a share on my full position. If I would have sold right there in the 26.50s, that would have been obviously better, but I wanted to give it time to, ideally, if this thing wanted to retest those highs, and that would have been a super sweet trade. Overall, it was still a good trade. It didn't work out fully as I would have wanted it to. It was a solid profit, but I was going more so for that range of between $600 to $900 for this trade. Being that at one point I wasn't risking anything on it, so that would have been like the best type of risk to reward. As you can see right here, the rest of the day it just continued kind of not doing much. So that was my trade on SMCI, on my 170 shares that I had on it, which that position is a little bit over. How much money was that? $3,800. So that was a significant portion of my account. Remember that I'm trading with a $5,000 account. So I don't have much buying power. The size that I trade with now is obviously larger than it was when I first started trading. My size that I'm trading right now with these types of stocks is obviously much smaller than for other more experienced traders, or perhaps traders that have larger accounts. When you get started, you for sure want to trade with much smaller. You don't want to be getting into $3,000-$4,000 positions. But again, that's up to everyone. I know people who do that right from the get-go. Most of them most of them end up losing a bunch of money. Very few of them will get lucky and make money on that, especially consistently. But that's a whole nother topic. I'm just explaining, whatever's coming to my mind right now, because that's kind of like the point of this. Pero, bueno, so yeah, trade on SMCI, ended up grossing $460 on the trade. Wish this would have continued going up. But I think we're gonna have some cool examples within the next few weeks that we're making these videos. The other trade was SPPL. If you tuned in the past couple of days, you would have known that I was looking at this for a potential first green day, meaning that a bounce, this thing ran up and then it goes down for a few days and then it has a little bounce, which that's exactly what this one did. But if you see this on the 1 minute chart, it's all choppy. The volume is just not good. It's not the most ideal setup. But I did have 1,000 shares. I scooped up 1,000 shares right here at 81 cents in the morning, which is only $800. Which at that point I had most of my account kind of just like maxed out. I didn't have any more buying power, and the plan was to sell this for it to write it up to $1, which was like a significant level right here, the dollar area. And it was one of those where it was kind of like hanging around. I had my position almost from the open, and I wanted to risk the 75 area, but I got a little impatient. I was like, nah, I don't want to. If I would have done that, it would have been like a max loss of like $60-$70, which is not a lot. But I didn't know. It was just kind of sketched out. So I ended up selling right here around like 77 cents. Literally, when it came down here, I sold at 77 cents for like $40 loss. It held to 75, and then a few minutes later, it literally ripped up almost to the dollar. Actually, yeah, it crossed the dollar. So ideally, I would have made like $150, $100 to $170 on this trade. I probably would have sold it right here in the like 96, 97 cent area. But I didn't. I exited before. That happens to me more often than I would like for me when I exit these trades too early. But then it also happens on times when I don't exit and then it craps out. So it's just that mental battle that I personally have as a trader, and that I will continue to experience, because that's just the name of the game. But what makes me feel good about this is that I had the right plan. Literally, the idea that I had is exactly what played out, and that has come from my years of playing the same exact patterns on different stocks, and sometimes even the same stocks that appear months ahead after they play out. So that's where the experience comes in, and losses don't feel like losses because I followed my plan. I was playing something that I've seen before, that is an actual strategy that I play, that is something that I see others trading as well. And again, this thing played out exactly how I envisioned in my head. Unfortunately, I exited for a tiny loss. But again, I learned from this, and the way I explain it is in trading, the only L's that you take are lessons. So that's exactly what happened today. Just a little reminder to be more patient, give it more time. Right here, I should have risked that area that I was originally thinking about. But again, there's no regretting in this game. It's just learning from your experience and moving forward. The other one that sucked today, so if you saw my previous video, I was also explaining how on DJT, on this Trump Media stock, this thing was getting primed for a bounce because it was coming down to those like higher 20 levels, and I explained how the lower this gets, the better the bounce, because people are covering their short positions. You have dip buyers, you're running out of sellers, and you know, more times than not, these things just give you a little bit of a reversal. So today, this was just super ideal, and yesterday it pretty much bottomed out in the low 26s, high 25s, and after hours, and it gave you a little bit of a gap up this morning. That right there is your signal that you have some strength, that there might be a momentum change, a trend change, and then especially when at market open, this thing is around $28, it drops down to like the mid high 26s, which is close to the lowest level that it had gone to. Once it holds that, right here's the perfect entry right here. I wasn't watching it too closely because I had my money tied in SMCI. I had most of my account in here, and I was also trying to play SPPL. But in the case that I wouldn't have been trading either of these, I know that I would have been watching DJT super closely, because it was getting to that point, and the type of pattern that I like to play, I probably would have got anywhere between like 150 to 200 shares right here in like the 26, 27 area, and sold it somewhere up here in the 29s, low 30s, which if you see my other video, I literally explained that too, how this thing could give us a bounce into the high 20s, low 30s. Right now this thing went all the way up to 33 and is playing around at $31, $32. So again, it's crazy to see how you seem like you're fucking telling the future when you're trading for years, because you see these things play out over and over and over and over again. So you just start identifying things. This shit's like a video game. I fucking love it. But again, you learn from it. Obviously, the market it's a good market. I want to say it's a good market. There's plays popping up almost every day, depending on what people are looking for. Again, I already have established patterns of exactly what I'm personally looking for, and they're coming around. So for me personally, right now, I feel like it's a time to be engaged. It's a time to start learning. For those of you, I don't know who's connecting to this, to be honest. I don't know if it's people that I know. I don't know if you found this video on YouTube, if it popped up on your feed and you're learning how to day trade, or you saw me post this on Instagram and you're just like kind of tuning in to see, you know, what the heck is Oscar doing. He's always posting about stocks and all this stuff. But if you have questions, you know, comment on the video again, or shoot me a DM, or you're just watching it and you're confused as shit and you're like, yeah, it's whatever. You know, I don't know, again, who's tuning into these videos. But for those that this actually ended up being helpful or just interesting, dope. For those that saw this and it's like, I don't know what's going on. Also dope because you might learn something, and we all start somewhere. 4.5 years ago, I had no fucking clue what I was doing. I jumped into Tim Sykes' trading course, invested a significant amount of money to get into that course, and then, you know, it's been a journey ever since. But it's beautiful to see today. You know, I made over $400, which is double what I make at my full-time job in a day. So it's just pretty sweet to see how we evolve over time in this game, and hopefully, you know, we continue to get good plays over these next few weeks that I'm going to be making these videos, so you guys can see you know, how this game works through my mind and through my brain and the way that I do it, because there's 1,002 ways to approach trading and the types of stocks that you can trade. People trade crypto and fucking exchanges, all types of stuff. Trading is so broad, and the way that I go about it is very specific. I'm trading small caps, meaning these are smaller companies. This one right here is actually a bit of a larger cap, but I've also identified patterns that I like with it. So this has all been evolving over time, and I'm sure that it will continue to do so over the years. And I'm here for the ride, and maybe some of you will now be on the ride with me too. But For Monday, I think SMCI, I'm going to keep it on watch for now, just to kind of see what it does. I'm not too excited about this stock now anymore, if I'm being honest. I don't think it has much range. SSPPL, I think it did. I'm probably going to delete that. I'm definitely going to keep this one on my radar. Now, again, depending on what it does on Monday, I'm more than likely not going to trade this on Monday. We'll see. Today, actually, I didn't even take a huge look into what ran and what's up right now. But I'll probably make another video showing my watch list for this upcoming Monday, which is Veterans Day, which I'm surprised that the market isn't closed. I thought Veterans Day was like a holiday, that was an observed holiday for the market, but I guess not. So it's going to be open. So we'll see what next week comes. Right off the bat, I'm not seeing anything that I would be very interested in trading as of right now. And the thing with that is that most of my trades come from trades that I watch over the days. It's, for example, with SMCI, I was waiting for it to bottom out and then I got in. It wasn't like I just one day saw it and was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna trade this. So my solid trading is this one too. I was watching it over the days until a day like today when it's gonna give a bounce. DJT, I was watching it I've been watching it for like the past 2 weeks, but I was waiting for this type of day. So again, it's most of the times when I create my watch list, I'm already preparing to trade something that I've been watching. It's very rare that I trade a stock that just runs that day. That's not my type of pattern. There is one pattern that I have that I like to trade from stocks that just pop up out of nowhere, and actually explain that, I believe in the first or second video, where it's a stock where it like runs a lot that same day and then comes back down a lot and then it has a little bit of a bounce. So that's why I still show up every single day. On Monday I'll be here. Maybe we'll have something like that. Maybe we won't. So it's likely that Monday there won't be any trades. But to finalize the video this week, so we had 3 trading days that I shared. On Wednesday it was a red day with $158 that I lost. Yesterday it was $55 realized, and today it was a I had that $470 trade on $460 trade on SMCI, but also had that $40 loss on SPPL. So I grossed $420 for the day. For these 3, I'm doing kind of like the math for the week, $207 for these last 3 days in profit. Obviously that's not a lot of money, but for someone who's just beginning to trade, and especially when you're doing it knowing exactly what you were trading and why you were trading it, it's super satisfying. With trading, it becomes a lot of not the amount of money that you're making, but more so you just trading well, following your plans, having a plan, knowing why and how you're trading something. And you'll hear this from other people in different industries, where at the end of the day, the money comes when you're doing something that you love. It comes as a kind of like a bystander or a secondary thing. I think trading is very similar. The more you're attached to the money that you're trying to make out of something, the worse you're going to perform, because now you're more emotional. You have more emotions tied into the activity. So with trading, the more you're focused on just trading well, on knowing that, again, that you're going to hear me say that a lot, knowing that you have a plan and that you followed your plan, even if you lost money, it's like, that's the satisfaction that you get from it. So the better you trade, especially over the years, the more money that you make. So I feel satisfied with my trading the past 3 days. I'm excited for next week to see what opportunities are presented. Ideally, I'm going to be working on not having red days like I did the previous 2 days. I'm going to be a lot more just meticulous on what I'm trading, and just waiting for the right opportunities, because again, they're presenting themselves, and you just have to be in the right place at the right time with the right preparation, and you will have some solid trades. But that's it for today. If you see this during the weekend, have yourself a great weekend. Happy Veterans Day. Thank you for your service. For those of you who have given to our country in that way. And we'll see you guys on the next video. Peace out, yo.